Most FBA sellers will never get an exclusive deal, not because they're not out there, but because the way in which they approach suppliers never ever allows them to get exclusivity. Now, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a very sort of in-depth rundown as to why and how these exclusivity deals come about, what sort of value propositions we can put in place, and how we can actually work with these companies, get exclusive deals, and essentially get deals no one else is going to get in the Amazon marketplace, right? Whereby as an Amazon seller, you may think it's very saturated, very competitive, but hopefully after this video, you'll see where the opportunities lay. Now, if while going through any of this video, it may be something you want to have a bit of a further chat about or want my direct one-to-one involvement in, you can click the link in the description and book a call in directly with me to see how I can help you apply everything discussed in this video directly to your business. Now, without further ado, let me get into the screen share and let's go through, well, first of all, the two different types of sellers. Okay, now, firstly, you have the buyer mentality. Okay, now this is how most sellers approach selling on Amazon. Okay, this is how most FBA sellers view Amazon, right? They view it as, well, a buyer, right? As it says there, buyers and sellers. Okay, they view it as we're buying from your company, we're going to sell on Amazon, we're just reselling stock, we're just flipping stock. That is 99% of sellers right now who try and do wholesale. This is what they're doing. Okay, please work with me. Okay, sort of begging, pleading for accounts, right? Please work with us. Can we get this account open? Can I have your best price? I'll try and sell your products, right? Competing with every other buyer on the market that is doing exactly all this, right? Most Amazon sellers now who do wholesale try to work with brands directly. It's a huge case of, hi, can we open up an account? Yeah, please, like, we'd really want to do business with you. Can we have your best price? I want to sell your products. Give me this, give me that. They don't care. It's to take. Okay? That's not this game. And again, doing that, you're doing a very, well, essentially it's a low level approach. This low level approach is where the saturation comes into play. That's where the saturation is. And that's why so many people struggle. They think Amazon wholesale is saturated or working with brands directly is saturated because they're doing this low level approach. They're acting with the buyer mentality. And by doing so, they're competing with every other buyer. Okay, now with that, the slim margins and ever dwindling margins, because all these products you're buying are always going to be tanking. And at the same time, there's no exclusivity between said supplier and yourself. And there's no loyalty between said supplier and yourself because you're not actually offering them value. Why would they be loyal to a company or give a company exclusivity if they're not really being valuable, if they're just buying like any other buyer can do? Okay. In the B2B world, a lot of companies have money and a lot of companies can buy and resell. Where the difference comes into play is here. How can you be an asset to these companies? Okay, now it's by being an asset, by offering companies value, having value propositions that present you as essentially an Amazon expert, an expert in the Amazon field. It's that which is going to get you the more consistent, stable margins, the exclusivity, and it's that which gives you the loyalty between a company, a supplier, and yourself. You have to earn the loyalty. And in this case, we're earning the loyalty by being an asset, right? Now, what is this asset mentality? Okay, well, we'll manage your Amazon presence. We will be the Amazon arm of your business. Okay, you guys focus on growing your brand, right? Or focus on growing your company in the UK, abroad, however you want to. Anything Amazon related, you can outsource to us. Okay, and we all know how much of a pain Amazon can be at times, right? Anything Amazon related, we'll outsource all the Amazon side of things to us. Okay, the fulfillment, the stock forecasting, essentially making sure the stock is available at all times, managing customer reviews. We will handle all of that. Outsource all the Amazon side of things, the prep, everything we will do. We have teams that will do all of that. Okay. You just focus on growing your brand. We will be the Amazon arm of your business. Okay. We'll report back to you monthly. We will be well, essentially in your head, you've got to understand you're going to be an asset to them by presenting in that way, as opposed to, hi, yeah, can we just resell, buy and sell from you and sell it on Amazon? They don't care. Okay, let's outsource the Amazon side of things to us. We'll manage all customer complaints. We'll deal with all the Amazon side of things. We'll ensure the SKUs are always consistently stocked. We'll do stock forecasting using our softwares. We'll always ensure that they're priced accordingly. We'll manage and maintain listings, to protect the brand and unauthorized sellers. We'll sort out the logistics side of it, the prep side of it. We'll sort out everything. Okay, and like you've got there, we'll protect brand integrity, making sure that essentially the brand is being correctly presented on the Amazon platform, because any Tom, Dick and Harry who's just buying sellers as a reseller, buying stock as a reseller, who knows how that stock's been sent into Amazon? That could be received by a company that doesn't really care, because they're just seeing it as a buy-sell transaction instead of actually being the Amazon arm of a company. They're not going to give it the most care in the world when it comes to prep, or they're not going to care as much as you would. Okay, now we'll grow your Amazon revenue by 30%. Now there are certain things, that you can do to make these statements. Obviously, you can't just say you're going to grow the Amazon revenue by 30%. There are certain data points and trends which you can locate on Amazon, which I do with my clients, which is how they tie down deals, making them between $3,000 a month in profit to $15,000 a month in profit. And I do this. I sit with them on these calls and say, look at this trend. This listing's coming in and out of stock here this many times a month. Okay, and at this sales rank, which it should be if stock levels and price points were maintained, the revenues for this brand on Amazon would increase by 30%. And as a result of that 30% increase, you can then spend $5,000 a month with this supplier. Giving these companies something tangible, like I've just said there, you're giving them statements, will grow your revenue by this much, but also at the same time, you're showing them the data which proves that. Okay, and you're positioning it in a way where it's like, oh, hang on a second, they're really translating, they're really translating all this Amazon terminology and jargon into our language, and they're showing us the opportunity which is at play. They're showing us how much opportunity there is to work with a company like them. Right, that's how they're going to be thinking about you. They're going to think, okay, we were very, very silly not to work with these guys. If you put everything in their face, translate it appropriately, and show them the opportunity at hand, they will want to work with you. But it's just doing that. That's where the money is, doing wholesale and working with brands directly. Doing things to a high level. That is exactly what I help people to do. All my one-to-one clients and all the clients I work with, that is how we acquire these deals. Like I said, making them $3,000 a month, $15,000 a month in profits, by the way, exclusively, or deals which are only tied down to them. Now, if you want any help with that, link in the description, and I'll see if you're a good fit to work with me, because I don't work with everyone. I need to work with people that understand this is something a bit more complex, which you're probably seeing here. Okay, now no competition. Okay, we'll ensure that, like I said earlier, your brand is appropriately represented. There'll be no competition and no essentially price point tanking as well, right? Which is obviously something very, very valuable. I've said this before, when it comes to price point tanking, this affects companies just like way more than you believe, like outside of Amazon as well. It affects their whole market. All the other B2B companies that they work with, they get affected too. Because if something's priced at a tenner on Amazon and the retail price is 30 quid, no one's going to buy from the rest of their retail partners. That affects the whole business from the top. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Exclusivity, partnership, compounding scale. Okay, so this is where the asset sort of mentality comes into play. We're going to be a long-term partner of yours. We want to work with you exclusively, not because we're greedy, no, but instead flip the script because we want to give you guys all the intention, and we see there's a huge growth opportunity there. We are the experts in the Amazon marketplace here, and if we're telling you we want to work with you exclusively because there's an opportunity there, that means something. Okay, we're not just saying it. That's how you want to position to get those guys to think, oh, hang on a second, these guys see an opportunity in us. Because at the end of the day, you're coming from the positions of authority and at the same time compounding scale. You're not just doing this to like do business for a month. No. It's a long-term business whereby compounding scale is on the forefront of, well, obviously everyone's mind, because that's why you're reaching out to these companies in the first place, which essentially is a huge difference between the buyer mentality and the asset mentality. Buyer mentality, you just want to buy stock now, to flip it now. Asset mentality is how can we partner with you guys to do business with you over the long term and ensure that there's compounding scale there according to the data which we have seen as well, which is why we're contacting you in the first place. We see the data here, we believe there's huge scope for growth. So they're the two different types of sellers. Like I said, which one of these, just have a think about this now. Pause the video if you want, have a think, which one of these, if you own a brand, which one of these would you trust to sell your stock on Amazon? Because you got to remember as well, Amazon is the biggest online retailer in the UK. It's nothing to be frowned upon, or it's nothing to be like, it can't be like dwindled. You can't dwindle the power of selling via Amazon, right? It's the biggest online retailer in the UK. It's not no little thing. You can't just hand it off to random resellers. No. You want to hand it off to a company who's an expert in that field, who can be an asset to your company. And this is how we're positioning. Like I said, you want to position in a way where these guys will feel pretty silly not to work with you. Okay, that's how we're going in with the positioning. Now, what are the 4 value pillars? Okay, when it comes to working with companies in a manner that, well, essentially working with companies at a high level to do wholesale and brand direct and work with these brands at a higher level, right, to acquire deals no one else will. Okay, and essentially reveal all that unsaturation which is there when it comes to Amazon wholesale and work with brands direct. Pillar 1, Amazon Marketplace expertise. That's a huge pillar of the value which you can offer to these companies. You understand Amazon. Amazon's your bread and butter. You're experts in data analysis and reading trends on Amazon. Okay, the buy box, keyword optimization. Now, with keyword optimization and review velocity, like anyone can optimize keywords. Any agency could do that. Anyone can make some titles shinier and pictures shinier. What is even more important here in your Amazon Marketplace expertise is conveying your expertise in data analysis and reading trends and data on Amazon. And sort of not predicting the future, but understanding the market so much so, the trends that you see, you can translate it to them and show them where the opportunities are. Like I said earlier, listings coming in and out of stock, you can translate the opportunity which is at hand and the new sales revenues and the opportunities which are there if you were to fix that issue, let's just say that. So it's conveying that marketplace expertise and also growth opportunities using that marketplace expertise. Okay, there's so many growth opportunities if you understand how to, well, I've just said one. I'm not going to go through and say all of them because they're reserved for, obviously I do them, or I show my members this stuff for each particular brand or opportunity which they locate. We go in and I really show them how to use the marketplace expertise, right? Whereby they'll message me, hey, I'm in this situation, I'll tell them exactly what to do, how to convey their expertise according to a supply specific situation. And then that's how they get these accounts and these deals across the line, okay? Now, your understanding of the algorithm, the data, the movements in data, basically all how it works in my program is all the information I've accumulated and all the things that I know these brands want from a, yes, we want to work with this company exclusively perspective or broker a deal with this company. It's putting the data in their face, just like, okay, we'd be silly not to work with these guys. That's what I mean by Amazon Marketplace expertise, bringing them real data that's something tangible that shows them how they can increase their revenue, protect their brand, but also at the same time means you're purchasing obviously from them, at a compounding rate or at a rate which pleases them, right? Not just placing one order every 6 months, okay? Now, again, other sellers, they do not know how to run this business at a high level. Hopefully I'm giving you a sort of an insight into how you can acquire these higher quality deals, these deals that will actually change your life and transform your business. Okay, not going onto Google and Googling this rubbish. These are deals that will, okay? And that knowledge is your entire leverage. Your expertise in the Amazon Marketplace. Oh, we want to partner with this company because they're experts in the biggest online retailer in the UK, which we have not exploited yet. That's how you want these companies to think and view you. Okay, brand protection. Like I've said, how else can you offer value to these companies? Okay, you can protect their brand. You can make sure there's no fake stock going around. You can protect price points. Okay, you can protect people incorrectly trademarking listings. Okay, now you can essentially make sure this brand has control over their own brand on the biggest online retailer in the UK. That's valuable in itself. Okay, these brands can outsource it to you and control their own presence on the biggest online retailer in the UK, which is massive. You are the solution to a problem costing them thousands every month. Now that is enough said, all right? Just think about that for a second. If you owned a brand, would you want every single person who could get their hands on your stock from anywhere, fake in China, whatever, to be able to sell your brand on Amazon? No, you want to protect it, it's your baby. Do you want authorized sellers there selling that stock, right? Or an authorized seller there selling your stock that you know cares about your brand, your brand is getting to the customer in the right condition, prepped appropriately, it's Amazon friendly, right? All these things are very, very important. Volume, credibility, okay? How else are you valuable to these guys? Well, they can see you've been selling on Amazon, okay? Your account metrics, you've been involved in the Amazon game, okay? You've got sales history, you understand how the process works, you're not new to Amazon yourself, you know how stock goes in, comes out, and a track record that you move the product, okay? Now, suppliers want operators who can see, who can demonstrate that they deliver, okay? Well, you're saying you sell on Amazon, what are your logistics like? How do you get stock into Amazon? Okay, well, if you have a warehouse, great. You can go down that route and show them your warehouse. If you utilize a third-party logistics company, in other words, a prep center, then it's a case of relaying, well, we have all the prep operations boxed off as well. Okay, we have a team which preps how many thousand units a month, right? So it's showing them, for them, it's plug and play, right? You're doing this, you're essentially, I'm trying to word this correctly now. For them, they're going to view you as, okay, well, they've got all the operations there. They've got the credibility, they've got the authority. Yes, they can talk the talk and show us all this, but also they're able to walk the walk. They sell on Amazon, right? They've got the capital backing there. That's something that they may want to lean into as well. They just basically want to see that proof side of it as well. And the fourth value pillar, which you have, is you can be a long-term partner. Amazon is not going anywhere, right? We must remember that. You're not here to place a test order and disappear. I've said that multiple times already. Okay, you are after a commercial relationship, a long-term business B2B relationship that revolves around value propositions, which is literally what we're going through as well. With shared goals. At the end of the day, I do this as well. Make it very clear to these companies. The bigger your brand grows on the Amazon platform, the better for my brand, the better for me, the bigger my business grows. Okay, we want to make sure that we are working with you consistently over the long term. We are developing a relationship with you. This is no short-term plan. For the next 5, 10, 15, 30 years, we want to be working with you guys to represent you and grow you guys on the Amazon marketplace. Okay, and this really repositions things for companies as well, or suppliers as well. It's like, oh, these guys ain't just trying to buy and resell. These guys can be really valuable to us and forecast revenue for us. The data's there on Amazon. Amazon's a machine. You've got data. They can forecast, well, hang on a second, if we work with this company and play it right with the compounding growth, these guys could bring us £1 million in revenue a year, right? The data's there, we can do that. So that's pillar 4, right? Your long-term partnership, a relationship with shared goals, reporting, accountability, you report back to them monthly, right? This is what brands actually want from an Amazon partner. Okay, it's a chunk of their business. Please remember that. Now, the outreach message that works, okay? Like I said, if you want any help with this, link in the description so I can apply all this stuff directly with you on your brands or on the brands which you are outreaching to and coming across, right? It's all good and well knowing this information, but the real deals are acquired by me getting a hand or a hold of the brands which you're outreaching to, seeing the data, seeing how we can craft value propositions. All this stuff, yes, it's great, but the real money's made going through specific brands and really understanding their pitfalls and pain points on the Amazon platform and then crafting value propositions according to that, right? Because like, yes, we went through 4 value propositions or 4 pillars here. You can at least double, triple that if you understand what you're looking at. And if you show me these brands in front of me and how their data is moving, what their competitors are doing, how they perform in the B2B market, all that stuff, I can do for you. Like I said, link in the description to apply. Now, the outreach message that works, okay? Now, the message that gets replies, okay? Nothing, you're not sending a paragraph, an essay, right? Very direct, straight to the point. If I'm being honest, you want to get these guys on the phone, I literally just relay everything I'm saying in this video, okay? This is initial outreach. After initial outreach, it's more of a case of crafting value propositions, looking at the brand specific outlay on all things, literally all the things I've discovered, which I can help you with on a basis which makes you very, very, very appetizing to work with from a brand perspective as you being an Amazon partner. Like I said, I can do that for you. I do it for my clients currently, and I'm making them, or I've completely transformed their businesses. Now, line one, okay? Reference something specific about their Amazon presence, okay? Not generic, something specific, so data. So this is where there's a reason why you're reaching out to these companies, like right in this case, where it's like, okay, well, this piece of data, there's a pitfall in data, this is how we can offer you value, right? I noticed your primary listing has 17 unauthorized sellers and your price has dropped 11% in the last 90 days, bang. Ooh, hang on a second, different approach to how can I sell your stock on Amazon. And this is a very basic one. All the advanced stuff, which massively increases conversion to acquire these deals, are for my clients, obviously, right? So that's line one. That's your hook, like get them in, right? So you're bringing data, you're showing them real data, right? I notice your main listing has 17 unauthorized sellers on and your price has dropped 11% in the last 90 days. Bang, you know in your head, the reason why I'm saying that is because we know that affects their rest of their market, their other accounts. So they're gonna wanna need help on that side of things because yes, that's a pitfall on the Amazon side of things, but it also affects the rest of their business, which is where you can be valuable. Okay, the problem, articulate what it's costing them. Yep, you're costing brand image, customer confusion, decreased customer satisfaction, and also it's affecting the rest of their business, like revenue loss for them, right? This isn't revenue loss for you, it's revenue loss for them. For example, I've had a relationship, a very, very good relationship with an individual before who owned a distribution company, who was a distributor, sorry, and he supplied brick and mortar stores all across the country, right? And the stock that he was distributing tanked on Amazon, or obviously got, I think it was quite a bit below the RRP. It might have been like 15% below RRP as a result of Amazon sellers tanking. Now, what that did for him was, yes, Amazon sellers were tanking it, but it affected the whole of the rest of his market, all of his other accounts, because he supplied wholesalers who then supplied brick and mortar stores. Okay, so that sort of chain down to brick and mortar dwindled because brick and mortar stores wasn't shifting stock because the Amazon marketplace was selling it 30 or 20% below what it should have been. So then he lost a business that was buying from him 100 grand a month's worth of stock because the wholesaler which he was supplying, there was no brick and mortar stores buying that stock because it wasn't selling off shelf because everyone was buying off Amazon. So this is what you got here. This is what it's costing you. It might not happen now. It might not be happening now, but this is going to affect your current accounts and this is going to lose your business revenue. Forget me. It's going to lose your business revenue. All the companies you've been supplying for the last 30, 40 years, the building, the foundations of your business, your bread and butter, all your revenue that comes in from these core players, it's going to get gone because Amazon is going to tank it all. Okay, and you're going to really struggle to move stuff brick and mortar. So that's what it's costing you. Revenue loss, brand damage, customer confusion, decreased brand satisfaction, stuff coming in out of stock, price point being all over the place, right? It's not a good look for the brands. They want control, right? It's their brands. Obviously on their websites, they're not changing price every 30 seconds. No. Sticking to that RRP, right? Customer confusion. They don't want Amazon reviews saying, well, I could buy this in my local supermarket for X amount. Why is the price spiked today? Because obviously if something goes out of stock, sellers inflate prices. Like, that's just a mess for these brands. It's no control. It's scope for bad reviews, bad experiences. Okay, now make them feel the problem before you present the solution, like I've just done so. Obviously, I've not got into it in crazy depths like I do, but you can sort of get the gist of what we're getting at here, where it's like, well, here's the problem. Okay, like, yes, this is the data side of it. I've shown you the Amazon data. I've translated the problem now into your language, so you should be getting an understanding and a bit of concern. And like I said earlier, we're positioning it in a way whereby these guys will feel like they need us, right? Line 3 is proof. Okay, credible. One sentence that establishes we are real, and we've done this before, not a paragraph by yourself. Okay, so whether this be your experience in the Amazon field, whether this be case studies of other companies you've done this for before. Now, if you've never done this before, then where I think the proof really comes into play, or what you can do with the proof is presenting data, right? You keep it. Obviously, we're going to do this when you craft these propositions. Data is important. But in this case, it's proof of, let's say, keeper graphs, sales rank data, price point data, competitor data, all this stuff, right? You're showing them this data, but you need to translate it into English with annotations and whatnot, and speaking to them on the phone. Yes, your sales ranks this. Yes, this is going out of stock. Yes, this FBA said it was this, but this means this. It's pointless just saying it. It's this means this, okay? So brief, specific, and credible, like I've just said. Now, obviously, one sentence that establishes you are really, we've done this before, that's easier done when you've got case studies. Like I said now, for my clients which are tying down these deals, once they've got one, let's not forget, first of all, right, don't forget, once you've got one, it makes all the rest easier. Yeah, call the director of that company. We've done this. Literally, their company was in the exact same situation as you, same value propositions offered to them. They experienced the same pain points. We transformed them from 10 grand a month on Amazon to 15 grand a month on Amazon, or 20 grand a month on Amazon, bang. Okay, and also once you've got that case study, and also once you've got one deal tied up and that's signed, okay, well, once that contract signs, then that increases the exit value of your business as well. Okay, these are all the things that, like I said, we get into, okay? And line 4, have a conversation, get them on the phone. So ideally you want to do all this on the phone, in person, Google Meet, Zoom calls anyway. But it's not, can we place an order? Like I'm gonna allude to that first part as well. Hi, can we, like the buy mentality, you're not here to buy, you're here to develop. Obviously the end goal is to buy, right? But it's not straight off the bat. Understanding these companies, how you can work with these companies, okay? It's not a price list request straight away. I want to chat with you, 50-minute call to explore whether or not we can work together. Let's see if it fits, right? Because there's clearly a huge opportunity here for us to work with you on the Amazon side of things. However, let's have a chat to see if you're open to it. Or let's have a chat to address any concerns and objection handle. Now, this objection handle side of things is easy as well. I mean, not easy, it's very important as well. And that's a huge part of the clients I work with as well. When they receive objections, I tell them how to navigate them objections and get these deals across the line. Because yes, we can craft value propositions, but which are very advanced and high level, and almost perfect at times. But companies will always have objections, and it's objection handling as well, which is where you make the money as well. How can you handle these objections to flip it? Companies will have objections, but yes, I understand this, but this, but this, but this, using real data to handle objections and compromising in some cases. Now that is a real high level stuff, okay? Like I said, line 4, have a conversation. You're not begging for a price. It's not being forceful, desperate. Let's say, let's have a 50-minute chat. Can I call you when you're free? Let's have a Zoom call. Because like I said, you know there's an opportunity there. Let's have a chat. Let's convey what's actually going on here and speak so you can see we're real and we're serious. And in that conversation, like I'm basically doing now, position yourself in a position of authority. Make them be like, oh, this person clearly knows what they're talking about. They're confident. They've got the authority. They're not stumbling, right? They know what they're saying. Like you can tell the confidence is there, the exuberance. It's coming from their mind. They're not rehearsing scripts, right? It's all real. Okay, that's where your 50-minute conversation comes into play to explore whether you fit. We're not actually just slapping them with, okay, well, we can do this for you, we can do this for you. We're confident there's an opportunity there, here's the data. You're showing them your expertise, right? You're an expert in the Amazon marketplace, which goes back to that value pillar again, which is carried across in how you present yourself and your authority side of it as well. Low commitment, low risk, easy yes, right? You're not saying, give me exclusivity on the first outreach. No, it's having a chat. And it's an easy yes. You get them on the phone, you get them on a call, you're meeting them, and you're showing them how valuable you can be. Okay, now with this exact framework, much more advanced, that's exactly how I've helped my clients tie down profits, which are basically consistent deals, tie down signed contracts, making them, like I said, anywhere between 3 grand a month in profit, 15 grand a month in profit. And if I'm being honest, it's at least 3 to 4 times more than that 15 grand a month in profit, the way that deal's going, which I've helped them acquire in the last month, okay? Now, like I said, if you want any help with this high level Amazon, right? This high level of doing wholesale and acquiring deals no one else will get, this high level of working with brands directly and acquiring consistent profits no one else will get, you can book in a call with me to apply to see if you'd be a good fit to work with me. Link in the description, okay? And I want to make it very clear, I do not work with everyone, which is why you have to apply. You have to be a right fit. And well, essentially, I know if you just listen to what I say, apply what I say, and follow along and put some work in, the opportunity is absolutely massive, okay? It's not just me saying that, it's my clients as well, who are winning pretty much daily, which is great for me to hear and see. So, yeah, with that being said, if you want to work together, see if you're a good fit, book in a call using the link in the description where you'll be speaking directly to me to see how I can help you out and how we can get your business to the heights which they should be at. If you're working hard in Amazon and you're struggling, the only reason is because you're not doing it to the more advanced side of things, which are sort of giving you a little bit of an insight to in this video, okay? I know if you're hardworking and you follow the high-level strategies and approaches, which I will show you how to do, the opportunities are endless, okay? It's so unsaturated, okay? So, hope everyone watching this video enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, comment for any new videos you want to see or any different sorts of videos you want to see. And I'll catch everyone in the next video.